This is Joey BABIAK. I'm here with Joe Neihart from Hash RX and GROWTHSTALK. We're out here in Oklahoma making a ton of hash rosin in the process of taking our company public. We just got our ticker symbol last week.
What kind of company is it?
GROWTHSTALK is a cannabis holding company. We just got the ticker symbol GSTK, like G stock. We'll be officially trading in like the next 20 days. Yeah, we're rolling up cannabis companies starting here in Oklahoma, but we're actually in talks with companies around the coast right now, and especially on the East Coast. Yeah, we're looking to create a conglomerate of cannabis companies to complete vertical integration across the supply chain and bring companies up to the stock market to have a bigger exit down the road in their businesses.
Right. So how long have you been in that business?
We've been out here since the inception now, almost 4 years now. It's about 3 years and change since the cannabis market first opened in Oklahoma.
Okay, you from Oklahoma?
No, actually, I'm originally from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. My buddy Joe here and most of our team is from Oklahoma, but I've been out here for about 3 years.
Oh, okay, cool. You liking it out there, man? How the weather out there?
Hey, you know what? It's exciting, the weather. It's frozen ice storm one day, and then it's, melted rivers and streams the next. So it's pretty exciting. Keeps it interesting, very different from Florida. But, we grow indoors. So, the weather has been it's been okay. As volatile as it has been, it hasn't affected our business too much. So.
Right. And you say y'all finna be public? Y'all people gonna be able to buy stocks and stuff?
Yeah. We actually just went through a direct listing process that just opened up last year. We just got our ticker symbol as GSTK. It'll be officially trading within the next 20 days, but you can look up the ticker symbol on OTC markets. We'll be trading over the counter here. And yeah, the stock will be up for sale here very shortly.
Oh man, y'all finna be rich, man. You gonna loan me about $5 when you get rich?
Hey, happy to. Come on down, man. Come and see us.
Okay, for sure. So we're gonna get right into some questions, bro. What's something that people misunderstand about you?
About me? Oh,
Yeah.
about me? I don't know. What do you think, Joe?
Oh, that's a good question.
A lot of people think, that I'm a nice guy. No, I don't know. A lot of people think that I take days off here and there, but we actually work 7 days a week in this business. That's a fun fact. Yeah.
Any roadblocks that you faced on your journey to where you're getting?
Sure. Every day is a roadblock. Every day is a challenge. That's really what it's all about, is waking up and overcoming those challenges and, smiling into the face of all the different fires we got to put out. Every day is a struggle to overcome. That's what it takes to make it in this business.
So what were you doing before you got into the industry?
So I was for 20 years. I started at 18 years old as a stockbroker. I used to I started at 18 as a stockbroker, started raising money at hedge funds, and I basically learned how to bring the different financing to the people, regular mom and pops of the world. Instead of these companies that were raising large amounts of capital on from Wall Street companies, we started bringing those opportunities to regular mom and pops throughout the world, and I spent my years doing that for a while. Now we're doing it with our own company, GROWTHSTALK. We're trying to bring that into cannabis, where we're bringing non-toxic funding to cannabis people. Right now, the only funding you could get is, pretty kind of like, scary terms, kind of like a kid in college would get on a credit card, it could put you under really fast. So we're trying to help the businesses thrive, and that's been, what we're about, is trying to take some of the pain points and stresses off of people in the cannabis industry that have been, put here from our legislation, and the lack of direction and us using a simple plant.
Right. So what would you be doing if you wasn't doing the GROWTHSTALK?
I think after this, I'm going to go travel the world to go surfing. That's how I started as a young guy. I'd like to get back to the ocean eventually. But right now I'm in the sea of green, which is, equally as rewarding as being in the ocean, some people say.
For sure. Do you have a mentor? Did you have anybody that directed you in the way you're going or helped you along the way?
Sure, I had a lot of people that extended their knowledge to me along the way, and I always latched onto those people to try to learn as much as I could. Every day it's like you can never stop learning. No matter how much I've ever learned, I never know enough. Every day we're still learning, and that's really what it's all about is to continuously evolve. But yeah, I still have new mentors that are evolving on a daily basis as my interests evolve, and I'm now relying on new information and new science and new technology to thrive in cannabis. My mentors are all types of different people that I come across on a weekly basis. So you got to latch onto those people and be thankful when you have somebody in front of you that could teach you something, and do your best to try to learn from them and reciprocate that gratitude.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. So what does your morning routine look like, boss?
Oh man, every morning, we jump up, my whole team, we all put our pants on two legs at a time, I like to say, so we jump out of bed when the sun comes up, hit the ground running, everyone hits the gym, and then we all meet up in the office to start getting our teams running. And we have two businesses running parallel. Really, it's the cannabis business, producing hash, selling cannabis, and also taking the company public is kind of a whole job in itself. So we're all day long on the phone basically, and driving from meeting to meeting, and interacting all of our teams. We're starting to get AI more developed into the business that has helped us save some time and money a little bit, which has been kind of a
That
new
chat
thing for us.
GTP?
But yeah, it started on chat, and now our guys are all starting to kind of start to build some custom tools off of Chat GBT and some other tool sets that they're working with. But yeah, Chat GBT is a huge tool that we highly recommend to everybody, that is going to be a big part of the day-to-day for all businesses.
For sure, for sure. How can the viewers get in contact with you if anybody wanted to partner up or do business with you or, be a client of yours? How could they find you?
Heck yeah, so Growth Stock, we're looking to collaborate with people. You can reach me at all times. My email is joseph@growthstalk.com, and that's JOSEPH. Growth Stock is spelled GROWTHSTALK, like the plant. And, we named the company as this was the fastest growing stocks in the stock market, our growth stocks. We named it Growth Stock, the play on words, spelled like the plant. And because we're rolling up existing companies that already have a strong growth trajectory and need some help. They need some cash. They need some guidance. They need some tax tools on how to, properly utilize the 280E tax code for cannabis. And, we're providing that strength, to help companies thrive. So if anyone wants to reach me, it's joseph@growthstock.com. You can reach our business line at 405-456-0207 if you're interested in, being a part of the the growth trajectory of the company in an acquisition or a merger or a joint venture of any kind. Reach out to us at any time. I appreciate it.
If y'all listening or if y'all watching, man, y'all tap in with them, man, for sure. All right, I'm gonna get into some more questions. These kind of like off the wall questions, you know what I'm saying? But it's we're trying to build some content for the viewers. First question: if you could live anywhere around the world, where would it be?
For us, man, I'll tell you what. After this, we're gonna move back to Japan, where my wife is from. It's beautiful. They got good, beautiful ocean and beautiful people. That'll be our next spot after this. It's amazing.
Japan?
Yep.
For sure. I was looking at a video on YouTube talking about like moving out the country, and Japan was on there. I think Bali was on there, and a couple of more
Hell yeah.
spots.
Oh,
Shit,
cool. Yeah,
badass out
Bali's
there.
good. Heck yeah.
Badass views and shit. If you could
Yeah, it's
have
amazing.
coffee with any, if you could have coffee with any historical figure or celebrity, who would it be?
With anyone, I would have to say Winston Churchill. That's my new
Who's
guy. We have
that?
some Colombian coffee. We just went out to Medellin, Colombia last week. We've been drinking this coffee that'll give you like a major anxiety attack. It's so strong. Me and Winston will probably sit down and have a small espresso.
Hey, that coffee probably had cocaine in it, man.
It might. We were wondering about it. We were like, man, you can't do too much of this coffee. It's like problematic this week.
They say it's owned, that coffee company owned by Pablo Escobar family.
Hey, listen, we met Pablo's brother on a tour there. It was amazing. We got a picture with him. Pretty
For
cool.
sure.
It was like 2
You
weeks ago.
bullshit.
No, I swear to God. It's amazing. He's an old man now. Pablo's brother.
Oh man, that's amazing right there.
Heck yeah.
That's something you put on the bucket list right there. So what was your
That's
favorite subject in
right. That's
school?
what he said. Man, you know, I didn't do too well in school. I really, my favorite subject was probably marine biology. You know, I had some really pretty girls in that class, you know. I was a bad student. I wish I had done better in math, you know, because that's really a big part of my life now. And, yeah, no, you know, wasn't a great student. You know, that's the key to life is finding something that you love and making a business out of it is what I always said as a young kid. And luckily I got into that myself, you know, was able to cultivate a, you know, entrepreneurial lifestyle of doing things my own way after sucking in school really bad and not really having too
Right.
many topics that I was good at or interested in that much.
See, everybody's not built for the scholastic world, you know what I'm saying? So just because you
Right.
know, some people a lot of people I know that's successful, they dropped out of high school or they dropped out of college.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not all of them, but if I line up 10 of them, probably 9 of them were dropouts. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Because
Yeah, you're right.
school only teaches you to find one answer. You know what I'm saying? But in real life, it's more than just one answer.
Sure.
I believe
It's a lot of, you know,
like
right.
I believe school. You should probably stop school around 8th or 9th grade. I mean, you should keep going, but like the school should teach you about credit, banking. It should help you learn a trade. You know, shit like that
Sure.
before you get out of the real world situations.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
What was your favorite trip that you ever took?
My favorite trip is always with my wife. I've been married for 15 years, and we went to Hawaii. She set up a really nice trip for us one year, and it was really amazing. That was my favorite trip. Second trip is to Kyoto, Japan. It's National World Heritage. It's beautiful. It was originally the capital, and it's just what you'd expect, like with the old style Japanese stuff that you'd see on movies and stuff. Really breathtaking experience.
Right. I got to check that out, man. That sound badass.
Mm.
Okay, if you were to write a book tomorrow, what would you write about?
Man, I'll tell you what. I don't know. That's a good question. I might have to write about our last 3 years in cannabis and how insane that has been. Probably that's what's on the topic of my head. You know, at this moment, that's what I'm most passionate about. All the challenges we've overcome out here, all the people that cannabis has helped, all the lives it's touched in the process, and how hard the government has made it for simple farmers to operate and, you know, and provide a simple herb that brings happiness to a lot of people. I'd probably write about that. You
Right,
know,
right.
that's
Write
kind
a-
of what I've been
write about how the,
mostly thinking about.
write about how the game been good to you.
You know, they make it
Do
a
you do you
challenge, you know, just to do the right thing. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is every day. Do you consider yourself an introvert or extrovert?
Mm,
Introvert.
probably extrovert. Yes, definitely. I'm known as an extrovert. You know, I probably sometimes, you know, you know, you feel like you'd like to be an introvert, but I think my personality is definitely more extra,
Right.
extra
If you
special.
won a lot,
I'm sorry. What is it?
hell yeah. If you won the lottery tomorrow, it could be 10 million, 20 million. What would be the first thing you buy?
First thing I'd buy, you know, I'll tell you, we're planning on right now. We're already starting working on. We want to retire small with a bunch of houses all over the world that we can share the keys with all of our friends, and so we'd start buying some houses, you know, some modest houses with some small boats in the backyard for people to go fishing, and start building our real estate portfolio, you know, that we could share with people to go travel and really get out there and get away from their lives. Because, you know, Americans, we work all the time. We don't really take enough rest. Our holidays are very short. We don't really even settle in enough time to enjoy them, you know. So that would be the first thing I would
Yeah.
start spending money on, would be my real estate portfolio, for the Airbnb model, you know, the free key sharing model of, you know, of cool people and friends and family that want to go travel in these houses. That's probably would be the first thing.
For sure. So what do you think the world will look like in the next 5 years?
next 5 years, I think it's going to be a beautiful place. You know, I think it just gets better and better. You know, it's the most amazing time in the world. People now are like, you know, like James Bond in the old days. You know, we've got like, you know, magical powers, the things that we can resource through AI and all the information that's readily available for everybody. I think things are going to be interesting. Hopefully, we'll have a new president here in the next 5 years, and that might be interesting because
Right.
yeah, I think a lot of cool things will happen. You know, I think that the world deserves good things, and good things are going to be coming in the next 5 years.
For sure. What's one thing about your business venture that you didn't expect?
I didn't expect pretty much every single part of it. Every single part has been an obstacle and a challenge, and has really been an evolution. So every day has been they move the ball on us in cannabis. They change the rules, change the laws, change the playing field, and we just keep moving with it. So I guess I don't know. I guess the lack of structure keeps the tides changing more than twice a day and keeps that excitement. I didn't expect for this much
Right.
excitement, I guess. Broad way to put
What
it.
what do you think? What do you think is a common myth about your job or your field?
Common myth is people think that people are smoking weed all day, which half the business is extremely coherent and sober all day long. Waits till the end of the day to smoke weed like a lot of businesses do, with drinking beer. I think that's an interesting part. A lot of people expect that everybody's very high all day long. And there are those people, of course, because of their chemistry, they need it to actually, be calm and in a normal place. But I think that's a big misconception that everybody is a consumer in the business. This business is really built on a lot of really amazing scientists and really smart people that are all about cognitive, assertiveness and being sharp. So I think that's a common misconception that's kind of cool about our business.
For sure. What's the most important lesson you've learned over the time in your career?
I guess most important lesson is to never give up, and to never, to keep things like Frank Sinatra. You got to do it your way, and make your own mark, keep your own signature, because things in life and business are not meant to be done the same way every time. It's like a snowflake. You got to kind of create your own way sometimes and never give up.
Hey, Frank Sinatra was a bad motherfucker.
Yeah, he's the baddest.
Yeah. In your opinion, what's the most important personality trait for someone in your industry?
Probably to stay positive in the against all odds. Just keep your head on your shoulders. That's probably the best thing to aspire for. To stay positive, and keep your mind in a good place, regardless of what the world serves you.
Right. What is one piece of advice you give someone starting out in your career? Like if someone was starting in your position day one.
I'd say you better, pick your battles wisely and decide what you're in this for. Because if you're in it for the money, really, you better know that you're in it to keep coming with a lot of money, because it takes a lot of money to make it, against the government system that's set up, making it kind of hard to operate legally in these states. So I would say, make sure you're in it for the love of medicine and helping people with a higher, to achieve a better quality of life through the medication that comes from the plant. It's get wealthy with work. It's not get rich quick here in cannabis. You
Yeah.
have to really put in work and be able to be alone and focused. We call it up on the hill. So those people who are trying to get into it, they need to know that it's going to be a long road, to make it, and they have to be willing to be a part of that lifestyle, of helping
Right.
people feel better, which is pretty important. So
Right. Besides the AI stuff, like what's your favorite productivity hack?
for me to do or to watch be done, for me, my favorite thing to do is to watch the plants grow. That is a whole, medicinal experience that I wish I
It's
could
like
do all day
watching
and
money
night.
grow on trees.
It's true. They say money don't grow on trees. It actually does. It's
Hell
just,
yeah.
what it takes to get that money to the table is a lot. People don't plan for that, but it definitely grows on trees. It's just, what it takes to get it to the rubber band around it, takes a lot of work. You got to make sure
Hell
you're willing
yeah.
to put that work in.
And what time of the day do you do your best work?
I'm a mid-morning guy. I'm a little first thing in the mornings, like I like to have my meditation and keep my family and close people to me. And after that, I really start getting really ramped up in the, mid mornings. It's my favorite times.
Right.
Yep.
Right. If you could go back to your 21-year-old self, what would you tell yourself?
Shoot. I probably would have said to meet my wife even sooner than I did. I don't know. Yeah. I try to say I don't have too many regrets. I don't know. That's probably about it. I like to,
What
I like to say I'm thankful for the bumps, in the road. You know what I mean? It's not been easy, and I'm thankful for my lessons. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want to protect myself from too much that I've had to, deal with in life since my 20s.
what's your what's your favorite childhood memory?
Shoot, favorite childhood memory was learning to surf with my best friend Sean when I was a kid. The first day I ever got barreled was, an experience with the ocean that's supersedes the power of a normal day-to-day life. Being with the ocean that could crush you, and learning to, get out there and have fun and be safe in that environment, I think was probably my best childhood memories.
Right. For sure. For sure. So we're gonna get into something that's called rapid fire. On these questions, I'm gonna ask you like you don't really got to take too long. You can take as long as you want, but it's kind of like quick, rapid fire. But the first question is gonna be something we don't know about you.
About me, nobody really knows too much about me whatsoever. Anyways, I'm kind of a quiet guy, but I guess
So
something
your
people don't
history
know
is a
about me.
mystery.
Yeah, I kind of have not really shared most of my life with the internet like most of my friends have. So I don't know. I'd like to say that everything's a mystery. I wouldn't know where to start.
Right. Right. Celebrity childhood crush.
Celebrity, man, I liked Brooke Shields when I was really young. I was like probably my first crush ever. My sister had a Barbie doll. I remember being like, damn, that Barbie's even pretty. Like, so yeah,
Let me
first
let
one.
me find out you was in there humping the Barbie doll, man.
Yeah, my mom had to take the doll away at once. She was just like, your sister wants to play with it. I was just like,
Hey,
wow, damn.
what's the secret? What's the secret talent?
Secret talent? I don't know. It's my new talent that I'm learning. It's patience. It is a secret, and it's still partially in the works. That's the secret.
For sure, for sure. I thought you were gonna say basketball, man. You look like you know how to shoot three
Ah!
pointers.
That's funny. Uh,
Person you trade places with for a day.
Joe Nyhart, my buddy's over here from Hash RX. It's one of our partner companies. Joe's really calm and really smart. We describe it like me and him is like in the movie The Blues Brothers, when at the end of the movie, when all the army guys are running up the stairs, that's me every second. And Joe's always like, ding, 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 with the girl from Ipanema. Is that song in the elevator? He's all just
Yeah,
chilling in the face of danger. We could be at war. Joe is just cool and calm. He's like, here's our
like Bruce
options.
Lee. Like Bruce Lee said, you got to be like
He's
water.
like he's calm like the devil. He's loose like Bruce, man. He's like water.
Yeah,
So I would
yeah,
trade with
for
Joe
sure,
for a
for sure.
day just to see how cool it is to be that calm and collective for a minute.
What's the weirdest job you ever had?
The worst job?
Yeah, the weirdest,
Oh,
like weird, like worst,
the
worst
weirdest
or
job is
weirdest.
easy. I worked at the Olive Garden for 2 weeks when I was 17 years old, and I wasn't good at it. I really didn't understand the concept of selling food. I thought people just came to the Olive Garden to buy food. I didn't know you had to sell it, So I didn't make it very long. Two weeks later, I was like, man, probably make more money selling weed to the busboys if I had to guess.
For
That was
sure.
weird.
What
Yeah.
What's the biggest risk you ever took?
Oof. I mean, all my risks are generally, I guess, capital involved. I don't know. Biggest risk? I don't know. I guess the biggest risk, Shit, I don't know.
Cannabis.
Yeah, it would probably be the business I'm in right now, man. It was like 0.0 promises of anything, and it's technically a federally illegal business. We got
Right,
into a
right.
federally illegal business and hired a lawyer to do it. Probably the biggest risk I've taken.
Hey, man, America
Easily.
built on loopholes and gray areas.
Yeah, I guess so. It's
What's the
crazy.
best compliment you ever got?
I don't know. Joe told me I was pretty smart recently. Joe Nyhart. I don't know what he was talking
For
about.
sure.
Probably that.
Okay. What never fails to make you smile?
My wife. My
Shouts
wife
out to the
Miho's from
wife.
Japan, and she's amazing. Yeah, she's my girl. I don't like to leave her for too long during the day. Makes me smile every second.
For sure, for sure. Worst advice you ever got?
Shit. Worst advice? Man, I had people tell me not to get into the stock business when I was a kid because everybody ends up upside down and backwards and ripping their hair out. And it was exactly that. But it was a great experience that, brought me a lot of freedom at a young age. I had a lot of people tell me to quit in the early stage, especially all the girls in my life. Not my mom. My mom always told me to stick with it, but the girls were always like, why don't you quit that? And because when you start, you get zero money. You basically work for free. And, I was learning education. So I'm glad I didn't listen to all the people who told me to quit the game when I started it, because it definitely paid off, as much in good as as it did in all the lessons I learned along the way. So I'm glad I didn't listen to those people.
For sure, for sure. What's something you wish you were better at?
Shoot. I wish I was better at almost everything I do. I'll have to pick one. Shoot. Like I said, I'm working on my patience. I'm getting better at that. Something I'd be better at if I could be more patient. Have that,
Right.
just let things happen at their natural course. Like they say, nature, everything happens perfectly. The sun comes up, the moon, rises, and the plants grow. You don't really have to force it. So I'm learning how to be more patient and have faith. Something I'm
Right.
working on.
For sure. I think we all can agree with that. If you were stranded on a deserted island, what would you take with you?
Shoot, I would probably take the volleyball like Tom Hanks. Man, if I had one thing, it's kind of like I'm gonna think of Survivor style. I would probably go with like a big knife or something. Because
A
like the
machete?
batteries. Yeah, I'd probably take the machete or something good like that. You know what I mean? If the battery's gonna run out on the radio, it's a tough decision. But I'd probably go for like some kind of weapon, big machete or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good idea. What's the strangest encounter you ever had with a stranger?
With a stranger?
It could be you pay
Oof.
for their food or you bought them a hotel room or something. Anything.
Say it again.
The strangest encounter you had with a stranger.
Hmm. I don't know. People are strange when they're a stranger, like Jim Morrison said. I
We
mean,
brought the mad scientist from New York.
yeah, maybe the strangest one was the guy we just flew in from New York a couple of weeks back to invent this new phospholipid delivery system for cannabis. We flew him out, put him up for a week. He was a mad scientist. He made up a whole bunch of smoky potions in our kitchen that never worked, and we had to part as friends here at the end.
Man, he
It's
sounded like
pretty
a
strange.
grifter or something.
He's a genius. This guy. He came from staying in hostels in New York and had this. He blew away all of our scientists on the phone. I mean, some really amazing, genius people were like, "This guy's got something," but he had nothing. And we flew him in, and a couple, weeks later,
Yeah,
it
what I'm
turned
saying,
into
he
a
just he just
real strange
he
experience.
just grifting, man. He just couch surfing and drifting. That's
He was
all he
just
doing.
hustling. He came on through. He set up in our lab for a week, and it turned into a lot of entertainment. It was pretty strange.
What's some what's something you always thought was true, but you found out wasn't?
I don't know. I got to think about that one. You got to come back to that one.
Okay. Tabasco or Louisiana hot sauce?
Louisiana.
Air Forces or Jordans?
Jordans.
Do you put sugar on your grits or you say hell no?
I don't do sugar on anything. I'm sweet enough. That's my thing. I don't put any sugar on anything. Not good for you.
Drop top or hard top?
Drop top. I'm from Florida, man.
Ass or titties?
I'm an ass man, but I married Asian. So, you just kind of like, they're special in all these other ways.
For sure, for sure. So do you use you smoke or what? Or you don't smoke?
Me, I'm a consumer. Yeah, I'm a hashman. I smoke solventless extraction. It's my medication. Makes me a better man, 100%. It puts me in my right mind to be more mindful and more in the moment. So it's our live hash rosin, which is extracted using no solvents, using freezing cold temperatures, and that's the product we make at Hash RX at our headquarters at Growth Stock here in Oklahoma.
So you choose hash over flower?
Oh yeah, man. Hash is the purest representation of the plant's medication. There is no extra plant material, which the plant material is kind of like the carrier that's carrying the medication. So I just, have no appetite for that taste really of the plant matter. As now that I have identified with all the terpene profiles that are in the hash, it literally tastes like our food profiles. You know what I mean? It's lemonine is lemons, limonene is limes. It's like what a lime tastes like to us. You taste all that. You taste all these, profiles that we're used to having in our foods. It's amazing. And the world is still just about to start learning about that. Most of the hash that people buy is full spectrum hash, and you still have all that plant material in it. And that's what it smells like. It smells very strange. It smells like someone mowed the lawn and ran it through a water filtration system of some sort. It smells weird, so that's what I smoke and consume. The colors are like white, yellow, gold, depending on the plant that it came from.
How do you
And they
consume
have
it?
all these in the best way and the healthiest way is in low heat dab devices. The best on the planet is Puffco or Dr. Dabber. Yeah, this right here, these Puffcos. These little devices, you press the button and it's very low heat, which is a little healthier for you because it's just enough to vaporize the oil, to get a concentrated, hit of the medication. So that's kind of the new thing. I think that's where everything's going to be headed in the future. It's still very early in what's going on with the plant and the possibilities of its medication. So it's just how certain people's chemistry, certain people with ADD, they need to take Adderall, and that puts them at a normal focus where they're not being drifted around all over the room and they can't even focus on a conversation. Other people are the opposite. Other people need to have certain cannabinoids that will put them in focus, put them at their best self, where they can be calm, receptive to all conversations, feeling good, and they'll be their better self. So finding and identifying these cannabinoids for certain people that need them is going to be the future of cannabis. I think, strain specific strains of the plant that produce specific terpene profiles that specifically interact chemically with certain chemistry types of people is basically, I think, what's going to be going down here, in the next few years.
Do you see marijuana going legal federally?
I think eventually it will. I think that I think our government is really screwed up right now. There's a lot of problems going on, fighting internally instead of trying to fix all the problems that we have out there. So it might be a while. Of course it will. There's too much money in it for it not to. So they're going to have to make it legal. It's as the states have already accepted it, and seeing how much tax dollars is being brought in, and, regular people aren't going to jail being, mixed with major violent criminals over a plant. I think it's very important. And of course, it eventually will take place. In the meantime, we're just hoping the DEA will lower or take away the 280E tax restrictions on cannabis companies in the meantime. But yeah, eventually I think it will go legal.
For sure, for sure. Anything you want to tell our viewers before we get up off the chat?
Hey, I just want to tell everybody, love and respect. I appreciate you guys listening, and it's going to be a big year for everybody. Everyone got to stay positive, and do good things, help people, and do your best. One love. I appreciate your time, buddy. I appreciate you having me on the show. And that's about it.
For sure, for sure. I appreciate your time too, bro. We got to link up when I come out there to Oklahoma.
Yeah, man. Come hit us up. You're welcome anytime. Come see the lab. Come see the facilities.
Now I'm working on getting a camera crew together. You know, I got to get the budget together and come out there so we can do tours and like in person, you know, walkthroughs and shit like that.
Heck yeah. Well, let me know, man. I'm here for you anytime. You reach out and we'll figure it out.
For sure, for sure. Y'all just tuned into another episode of Chopping It Up with Growth Stock. My boy Joseph, right here on Smoke Dog TV. Could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. We really appreciate that. Peace and love.